Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon in the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you jump on here live here on this Saturday evening, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Share the video on all social media platforms. Tell your friends, tell your family about the channel, and make sure to click that bell so you'll get notified whenever we go live. I waited till this time because I feel like, first of all, it's a Saturday night, so most people are still up. Good evening, Kevron. Glad to have you here. As always, thanks for commenting. As always, you might be my most consistent commenter, Kevron, and I greatly appreciate it. And Kevron, it's August now, so we could say college football starts this month. 4 days or 4 weeks from right now, we'll be wrapping up the first Saturday of college football. But also wait on, not only because it's Saturday and most folks are still up, but also because night one of SummerSlam just ended about 2 hours ago. It was shortly after 8 o'clock Central Time, and I say Central Time because they're in Minnesota, which of course is Central Time. And I wanted to give those that don't watch it exactly live and watch it on delay to hopefully have a chance to, finish it off and give me their opinion on night one. It's odd that it's a Saturday night and it was done shortly after 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, but it started at 5 o'clock Central Time, so it lasted about 3 hours, which is normal, but you'd think on a Saturday night you could be on a little bit later than that. I'm assuming tomorrow night will probably be the same way. Try to start at 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central, and be done by 9 o'clock Eastern, especially for a Sunday night. But the night started with Liv Morgan defeating Io Sky to retain the Women's World Championship. And it was good to see Liv Morgan actually put the Women's World title on the line. I'm sure she's defended it at maybe a house show, but I doubt it because they don't really do house shows anymore. But, since she won that title, I don't know if she's defended it more than one time. So it was actually good to see her put the belt on the line every night. Solo Sikoa and Royce Keys beat the Usos, and Jacob Fatu. Gunther beat Nick Aldis, and you got to see Nick's real life wife, Mickie James. She came out there after the match along with their child. Fatal Influence beat the Bella Twins, Paige, and then CM Punk, semi-main event. CM Punk beat Cody Rhodes to retain the WWE Undisputed Championship. Randy Orton returned. Hopefully he's finished start a feud with Cody Rhodes, and that'll get Cody out of the title picture for a while. And then Oba Femi beat Brock Lesnar in the main event for Hell in a Cell. Hey there, Cammy. Glad to have you here. And Cammy, if you're new to the channel, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below, which you've already done, but feel free to give the video a like, a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, tell your family about the channel. That bell so you'll get notified whenever we go live. And Cammy, I guess it depends on how I look at it. I'm not really, for the most part, a holiday person. I don't like July 4th because I can't stand fireworks. I know the meaning behind July 4th, and I'm fine with that. But I don't like fireworks at all. If for some reason on July 4th, everybody wants to start shooting off fireworks on June 20th and shoot them off on July 20th for a one-day holiday, and I don't like fireworks. I love Thanksgiving because I love to eat. I love Christmas for the actual true meaning, the Christian meaning of what Christmas is, but Christmas has become so commercialized and people look at it as, oh, I got presents and I got gifts, and not what the actual meaning of Christmas is. If people looked at Christmas for the meaning of Christmas, I would say Christmas, but the commercialization of Christmas is not what Christmas is supposed to actually mean. So I guess my favorite holiday would probably be Thanksgiving, only because everything else has changed over the years, and Thanksgiving is still just a day where we all get together, watch football. We're all thankful for our family, our friends, our jobs, whatever, our new house, our new car, whatever we got, and we sit around, don't complain, enjoy ourselves. And about every other holiday has become so commercialized that it just about takes the fun out of the holiday, especially if you've got kids or grandkids, because you can already now go in retail stores and they're already putting out Halloween stuff, and it's just now August. Halloween is the last day of October, so 3 months pretty much early they're already putting out Halloween stuff. And when you start seeing that, and when you got kids and grandkids or godkids or nieces and nephews, whatever, you're going to go in some retail stores. You can't help it, it's going to happen. And when you start seeing Halloween stuff on August 1st, by the time Halloween gets here, you're sick of it. You're ready for it to end. And it's kind of the same way with every holiday. And Thanksgiving's really the only one that's not commercialized, because most people that buy stuff for Christmas put it up the 10th of November. So it's up for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So your Thanksgiving decorations become your Christmas decorations. So you don't really see a lot of Thanksgiving stuff in stores. You might see a tablecloth that says Happy Thanksgiving or something like that. And that's really about all you see. Outside of that, you go from Halloween straight to Christmas. So when you start seeing Halloween stuff the first day of August, it's hard to not be tired of Halloween by the time it gets here. And then when you start seeing Christmas stuff the first day of September, you're beyond tired of that by the time it gets here. So I guess if I had to pick one, it'd be Thanksgiving, because for one, it gets overlooked, and for two, it's the only holiday that I know of anyway from personal experience that people don't whine, moan, groan, complain. They just sit around, eat, and be happy. Hey there, Invitation. Glad to have you here on this Saturday evening. If you're new to the channel, feel free to give the video a like, a thumbs up. Make sure to click that bell so you'll get notified whenever we go live. Tell your friends, tell your family about the channel, and subscribe to the channel. And that's what I was just talking about, Invitation, because Cammie actually asked me my favorite holiday, and I've never thought about it, but I guess if I had to pick one, it'd be Thanksgiving, because it's the only real holiday that, for one, has not become commercialized. If people would look at Christmas for the true Christian biblical meaning of Christmas, it'd be Christmas. But Christmas has become so commercialized now that all folks care about is what they're going to get for Christmas, or what they're going to get their family and friends for Christmas, and not what Christmas is supposed to mean. It destroys it. Plus, you start seeing Christmas stuff out in the middle of September. So by the time it gets to Christmas time, you're sick and tired of it and just ready for it to end. And it's kind of the same way with Halloween. It's now August 1st, and you already can go in retail stores and see Halloween stuff. And basically, it's 3 months away, because it's the first day of August, and Halloween is the last day of October. And you got 31 days in August, and 30 days in September, and 31 days in October. So August 1st is 91 days from Halloween, and you already have Halloween stuff in stores. And if you've got kids or grandkids or nieces and nephews or cousins, whatever, if you spend any time at all with them, you're going to go in retail stores. And when you're seeing Halloween stuff on August 1st, by early October, you're sick of Halloween. You're tired of Halloween. You want it to end. So even if you like the haunted houses, the dressing up and all, when you start seeing stuff sitting out August 1st, it gets old pretty quick. So I guess my favorite holiday would be Thanksgiving. It doesn't get over commercialized. You don't see a lot of Thanksgiving stuff in stores outside of maybe a tablecloth that says Happy Thanksgiving. There's not a lot of decorations for it. And it's the one holiday where people just sit around and watch football, enjoy family time, and they're thankful for all their stuff. Christmas is becoming this huge show. There's no need to buy all these new Christmas decorations every year. Cherish what you have. Decorate how you want. But my parents didn't need all these new items. And I agree, Invitation. That's why I say it's become too, commercialized. And now it's gotten so big now that a lot of TV stations now and things like that have a Christmas in July because they're telling you, hey, Christmas is, slowly coming. And now you've got some stores in certain cities and states that sell Christmas stuff, year round. And when I was growing up, man, we kept Christmas lights for 15, 20 years. There's no need to get new ones. They all serve the same purpose. As long as they're out and they shine, you don't need them. And now you got people that buy new lights every year. They buy new decorations every year. They buy new trees every year. And there's just no sense in it. That's not what the holiday means at all. I tell my wife all the time, leave it up to me. We put our tree up December 23rd and take it down December 26th. There's no need to make a one-day holiday 3 months long. And people start putting up their tree at Halloween time. Stand it, never will. Now you got people that leave their all year long, and they'll make it a New Year's Day tree and a Valentine's Day tree and a St. Patrick's tree, and that's just people too lazy to take the tree down. So decorate it all year long, ain't got to come down. Makes no sense at all to me. Christmas in July is your birthday. Well, happy late birthday to you, whatever day your actual birthday is on. But yeah, I could understand, hating it because all holidays have become commercialized, but not me and my family, because we still to this day keep the same stuff year round. I think me and my wife be 15 years being married in December, and I think we've bought 2 Christmas trees, and we've had the same lights our entire marriage. But we as humans, we're at fault, and we're the reason why it's become commercialized. Because guess what? Retail stores put out stuff. If we don't go buy it, they're not going to put it out. So every time you go in a store and you see a pumpkin spice bedspread or a pumpkin spice candle or a pumpkin spice anything, and you buy it, you're helping commercialize Halloween. You're helping commercialize Christmas. If we didn't buy it, they wouldn't put it out. So we as humans are at fault for these holidays becoming commercialized, because as long as we're making the country money, they're going to keep putting this stuff out. They're not going to stop, because they're putting it out for one reason, to make money, and we fall for it by going in stores and buying the stuff. So we are at fault for these holidays becoming commercialized. Just like anything else, people complain about gas prices being so high. But if everybody took 2 days and said, today I'm not going to work, I'm sitting at home, I'm not putting that much gas in my car, they're not getting my money. If everybody did that, and for 3 or 4 days these gas stations didn't make a dime on gas, gas prices would drop. But no matter how high gas gets, people still say, oh, gotta go to work, gotta go somewhere. Well, all you're doing is giving them a reason to keep these prices where they are. We complain about restaurant prices. What do? We keep going out to eat. We complain about football tickets and how much the prices are. And what do? We keep going to games. So we as humans are fueling these prices by continuing to give these companies what they want. And how do we change it? We don't. We keep going in stores, spending money we ain't got to spend on things we ain't got to have, and then complain because they cost too much. Anyway, before I get to tonight's dad joke of the day, and by the way, invitation, thank you for commenting. I enjoy the conversation, so I enjoy when I get comments that lead to great conversation, which is why I do most of my videos live, because I enjoy the conversation. I used to always record my videos, and I still might record one on occasion, not saying I'm never going to do it again, but I have found that the live videos helps the channel grow better, but also it leads to better conversation, because sometimes you get people on here that actually want to have, a conversation, and that is how you do it with live videos, because you can still comment for a pre-recorded video, but I'll get back on there and type out a response and not do a response in a live video. Hey, invitation, I'm not sure exactly, where you live. By the way, invitation, thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting. And I try to tell everybody that's new to the channel, if you're on Facebook and you want to chat, feel free to send me a friend request on Facebook, or just DM me. You ain't got to send me a friend request. You can DM me, and I'll chat with you on there as well. But Facebook is the only form of social media I have, so it's the only way I can talk to people outside of the comments on YouTube. But I try to let everybody know that I'm the same person all the time. A lot of people on YouTube have a YouTube persona, whether it's grumpy, cranky, dirty, whatever. And then when you see them in person or talk to them in person, they're completely different. I'm not that way. If you ever meet me in person, I'm the same person all the time, not just on YouTube. I don't have no YouTube persona. This is me all the time. I don't change. So if you're ever on Facebook, or if you're on Facebook right now and, want to chit chat, as long as it's like this and it's just, good conversation, I'll chat with you all the time. I'm very, very, very busy between church stuff and wrestling stuff and my job. I'm busy all the time, but I never, ever, ever ignore anybody. So I promise you, if you ever send me a message on Facebook, I may not respond immediately, but I make sure every night before I go to bed, I scroll through my DMs to make sure I have responded to every message that day that's worth responding to. Because sometimes, you send somebody a video and they'll comment with thanks or something like that. I ain't got to reply to that. But if you send me a comment or a question or a concern, anything, I will respond to you sometime before that day is over with. So just type my name up on Facebook. I'm easy to find. It's a picture of me in a wrestling ring from all my 19 years of being a professional wrestling referee. Just wanted to put that out there. And yes, there is a dad joke. I try to do one invitation in every video. By the way, I don't know what your name is, so until I know something else, I'm just going to call you 29. But now I will, on occasion, just get on here because I've seen something on TV or heard on the radio something that I wanted to discuss, and I'll just come on here and I'll write nothing down, just a discussion video, hoping to get good feedback. And I won't do a dad joke, but 99% of the time in my videos, I do have a dad joke of the day. I love dad jokes. Back in my younger days, they just called them corny jokes. Now they call them dad jokes, or you can call them whatever you want to call them. But I'm a huge fan of dad jokes. Before I get to the question, and I saw this question yesterday, and I thought, what, I got to ask that question, because I've always wondered that same thing. And I don't go to the doctor, so I don't know from personal experience. But if you have an MRI and they say they didn't find anything, is that good news or bad news? I used to have a preacher that would always say you know, didn't understand why folks would get an MRI or a CAT scan and say, pray they don't find anything. Because most of the time, if you're having a CAT scan or MRI done, unless you're a hypochondriac, if you're having one done, it's because something in your body doesn't feel right. Well, if something doesn't feel right and you get one, they don't find anything, how are they going to fix it? How can you fix something if you don't know what the issue is? So if you get an MRI done and they don't find anything, would that be good news? Would that be bad news? But now it's time for the night's dad joke of the day. Sadly, the inventor of the throat lozenge has died. There will be no coffin. That does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Yeah, that was kind of my question invitation. I've always wondered that because, you know, unless you just want attention, and there are folks out there that want attention, but unless you just want attention or got money to spend, you know, MRIs and CAT scans are very expensive. So I would imagine if you go to the doctor, for most people to have an MRI done or a CAT scan done, it's because something in your body doesn't feel right, whether it's your knee, your ankle, your shoulder, or whatever. And they come back and tell you, well, we did an MRI, we didn't find anything. Well, how do I know what's wrong with my shoulder if you didn't find anything? So to me, I'm not sure that it's good news to hear we didn't find anything. And you're probably right. It probably does take, you know, second and third opinions because of the fact, you know, if the first opinion you get is they didn't find anything, well, I think most folks would say, well, wait a minute, I think I'm going to go to another nurse, another doctor, because I know something's wrong with, you know, whatever. That's why I was asking, because from personal experience, outside of getting my physical every year for wrestling, if I don't wake up dead, I don't go to the doctor. So I'm not one of those people that's going to wake up with a headache and go to the doctor. I'm not going to wake up my knee hurting and go to the doctor. I'm not going to wake up with my stomach hurting and go to the doctor. I don't believe in that. Don't do that. So outside of my yearly physicals for wrestling, I don't go to the doctor. So I have to ask this stuff because I'm genuinely curious, because from a personal side, I don't know. If you feel something is wrong, it's time to trust your gut. My mom always said, give your issue a week to say it's an issue. Give it a month if you need to go to the doctor. After that, it's a problem. Yeah, you're probably right. I would say if you had, you know, any kind of hurt or ache or pain, and it's lasted a month, you know, there's probably a reason. But now, something that a couple days, if it just hurts a couple days and doesn't get worse, I would don't worry about it. But if it's an issue that, you know, it's a couple days and it's a little worse, and a couple days and gets a little worse, I would say, yeah, there's probably an issue if it's getting worse instead of better, because normal aches and hurts and pains should get better and not worse. So I would say if it's getting worse, there's probably an issue. The invitation again, thanks for coming on. I need you to come back more often. Tonight's video was going to be short outside of, you know, you commenting, because it was just SummerSlam Night 1 wrap up. But, you know, when college football starts, some of my videos, especially if I'm, you know, previewing the upcoming games or reviewing the weekend's games, might be 30, 35 minutes long. So a lot of times if you comment an hour, but, you know, a lot of my videos are only 7 or 8 minutes depending on the comments. And tonight's videos outside of your comments would have been 7 or 8 minutes. It might be a bit earlier tomorrow invitation. I'm not quite sure, because I do want SummerSlam to finish before I come on. So I might come on as soon as it ends, and I'm assuming it's going to end probably about 9 o'clock Eastern time. So I'm not sure what time that'll be where you are. I'm not sure, where you are and what time zone you're in. But I won't wait too long because my kids actually have already gone back to school. They started back school this past week already. They went back in July still. And I try to help my wife get the kids ready for school. And my kids, especially my twin boys, are usually up by 5:30 a.m. So I might be in the bed by this time tomorrow night. May not be, not sure. But it'll definitely be at least after 9 o'clock Eastern time. So depending on where you're located and what time that is for you, it'll be at least 9 o'clock Eastern time, but probably won't be later than 10:30 Eastern time, hopefully. But thank you so much for commenting. And until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, by the count of three, tell your friends and family how much you love them.